Now to a hidden consequence of Philadelphia's growing gun violence crisis. Tonight, the NBC10 investigators look into crime scenes and why it's up to the victims' relatives to face the gruesome task of cleaning up what's left behind. NBC10 investigative reporter Claudia Vargas explains the emotional and financial toll for families.
Oh, God, there's the house.
Antoinette Dupree made a grisly discovery here nearly 4 years ago. She found her aunt and uncle shot to death inside their home.
Everything that I loved left that day.
Brother and sister Raymond Finney and Florence Pompey were murdered by Finney's son in May 2017. Leonard Finney pleaded guilty to third-degree murder and is serving a 20 to 40-year sentence. As is typical, police analyze the crime scene and the medical examiner remove the bodies. But the victim's family is left to clean up.
It's a traumatizing thing.
Dupree says her other uncle took charge.
He thought that it was maybe just, some blood but my aunt, she was shot in the head.
The Anti-Violence Partnership of Philadelphia is raising the alarm about the added trauma and health risks of families cleaning their loved ones' remains.
There's risk for infections, for a variety of diseases that could be fatal.
Sam Margolius, a coordinator at AVP, says professional crime scene cleanup companies exist, charging between $2,000 to $20,000 per job. AVP is asking that the city coordinate and pay for those services.
The group says the city could start by paying for the hardest hit zip codes. For example, here in the 19134, which includes Kensington, this area accounts for 10% of all homicides, and 40% of its residents live below the poverty line.
So far, the group has Councilmember Curtis Jones' attention.
It is so sad to think that, particularly in someone's home, that they have to relive that tragic event twice.
He recently held a council hearing to discuss the matter. Relatives of homicide victims shared their cleanup horror stories.
I witnessed brain matter, body matter, floor, everything.
There's blood all over.
The state provides up to $500 in reimbursements for crime scene cleanups at private residences. But AVP says that's not enough.
Just completely insufficient to what families would actually be paying out of pocket.
And the NBC10 investigators found that in the last 3 years, only 24 people statewide received such reimbursements, including 8 last year.
Only 8 people signed up means that there's probably a pool of money that can be utilized to increase the amount of reimbursement.
But the director of the state office overseeing the fund says the $500 cap is the law.
Until the statute is changed, where that's how, the parameters we have to operate under.
For the investigators, I'm Claudia Vargas, NBC10 News.